Hello. World time. Hi, Gianni. Welcome. Good to have you. I don't have a terribly large amount of weapons left anymore. But hopefully, it'll be fine. You love needing to be audio only? Oh, do it happen again. The problem I have, primarily here, is going to be Pookie Pookie Poison Sacks and the Monster Bones. These three are the main situation. This is to be Diablos, which also needs Monster Bones. It's just gonna be Monster Bones. Oh god. It's so much worse than I thought it was on the Monster Bone front. Okay. Wow. These all need 2 as well. Some Sitsy Claws, some Rathian Webbing. Well, it'll be fine, I'm sure. I guess let's do a Pookie. And get those going, because I need them out the way as well. And then it's probably just gonna have to be every other quest is one of the monsters that can give me the Monster Bone pluses. Because that's a lot. How are you, Raka? Hitting boned or skinned? Skinned? Why is skinning involved? All of a sudden. Hello, Doug. It's been a wee frickin' bit. How are you? Has been a hot moment. Oops. Toby's in the way. Okay. To get an investigation. Let's get this guy to run back so he doesn't get stuck outside the area. And decides to be annoying. I don't believe there's any way I have to manipulate poison sacks as a reward. So it's just going to be a kill cap. You're sort of alright? Good. Good. Oh, they picked up a red. Damn it. I was hoping to yoink that little bit of green, that would have been helpful. Is that emotional ways to manipulate rewards in general? No. No, with the capture and the card rewards being put into the same pool, it doesn't do anything, right? Twitch has their own follow age command now, but I don't know what it is. So, the other ones don't exist on Nightbot, as far as I'm aware. Because I don't think it has access to that API. I don't know how the hell you do the Twitch one though. I got a fucking clue. It's 2023. Yeah, it was the year after I started streaming that it went off. So yeah, 2023 is when the follow age thing got broken. Why do I have 4 herbs in here? That's so fucking weird. Oh, I don't have the bones. Of course I don't. Is there anything you need, Gianni, at all? Just to check. Just to make sure, you know. I'm assuming not, considering you're on actual character. Here to enjoy the hunts. Cool. It says your follow time on your name. Yes. I believe it always has done. Forever, at least as far as I'm aware. Since I started. How do you think other people found it? Okay. Thanks, Delos. Because you created your account in 2015? Oh, I don't even want to think about when mine was made. Entirely different human being at that point. Entirely different human being at that point. That is true. That killed me? Jesus. I did not expect it to do that much damage. Skill issue? Is it a skill issue? But I'm just so used to the monsters in this game doing no fucking damage. I literally can't see it. I knew the attack was going to hit me, I just didn't think it would kill me. This is world. Any other game, I would have been like, yeah, that's probably gonna kill me. In Worlds, you don't take any damage here. What do you mean? Oh, really? You're going that way? Huh. Okay. Believe in the cream that makes you younger? That makes you younger? What mythical shenaniganery is this? Amazing. So that actually was a KO. Or a paralysis with one attack to go, I should say. Hey, Aini. How's it going? Did the Helldivers performance update help you? Unfortunate. It's not happened. Oh. I thought it was today for some reason. Hello, 619. Many people would say it is. I personally wouldn't. But it is up there in my opinion. No, not wilds. I don't like wilds, personally. I think For You is the best one. How much power you got in that thing? Jesus. Sony or 3DS? Correct, yes. You can emulate it on PC as well. But on original hardware it's 3DS only. Of the modern Monster Hunter games, I think this one is by far the best. It's not even like vaguely close. Oh, it's the Kirin, though. That does explain why it's got good power, I suppose. Again? How weak is Diablos the power? Oh my god. It can't keep happening. That's silly. Was meant for yesterday, postponed due to complications. That's annoying. Do you have Wyvern ammo in that bad boy? Oh no, you got those things. Of course. I think only the bigger ones get Wyvern ammo. How dumb it is that you could put those mines down like that, and then when the monster runs into them, they just take like 200 damage. It's fucking crazy. Mines are really good. I had accused of being liars. Nothing new. Yeah. You can't say it's particularly surprising when their community goodwill is perhaps at an all-time low. That people will automatically assume the worst. Don't make that. Okay, hopefully the game is kind and gives me a bunch of these friggin' bones. Please. I got one. To mute the general chat discussions? You didn't have them already? It takes so long. Okay, what is another material I need? I kind of should maybe just do Pookie again, but I can do an Odo. I don't have a thingy for it, unfortunately, but hey. But that's you think giving benefit of a doubt? You have learned. I think hilariously that is the exact reason why people are annoyed at Arrowhead. It's because they gave benefit of the doubt for a decent chunk of time, and now they've had enough. And they're just defaulting to pessimism instead. I need one more of those Pookie weapons, and then my wish list will be correct. And then I guess in terms of bones, I will build the Dragon Bone Glaive to once again make it so the wish list is correct. And do all the bugs for the same reason. Just so I actually have an accurate and, you know, actually counting down number instead of it just never fucking changing on me. Because that is painful, I'm not gonna lie. That hurts the old soul. That's not laugh at the clip yesterday. Tiggy making it nearly holding himself. It is very funny. Silly Tiggy. Nice. Got shot out of the air there, that's kind of funny. Hello, unknown. How are you? Invest Void. Your favorite monster from this game? He's definitely one of the ones that I like more from this game as well. I think he's great. He feels like one of the few monsters that actually, to some degree, keeps up with the increased pace in combat. When he's not getting, you know, perma-flinched and knocked over all the time. Anyway. No, he's super weak to para, yeah, exactly. I like that he's super weak to para. I like the reasoning why. If it do be correct, and not just conjecture. But, yeah. It can just absolutely cripple the fight into non-existent. Lives in the same place as Gyros, yeah. Well, presumably it's like they grabbed it as a defense against him to a degree, right? It's your first car and you're no armor. Oh, nice. How far did you get without armor? Hello, Roach. I imagine just about everything in the Rotten Vale is smelly, considering it's literally just death the place. We got to the end of high rank. Nice. Yeah, pre DLC story. Rude. I don't remember where I made it when I did the very speedrunny-esque no armor. I honestly thought that would kill him. There we go. Considering we delayed him from leaving that last area for so long. I think I got to like the end, the very start of high rank. And then I triple cutted, and that's when I considered the run dead. And I was trying to do it way too quickly as well, which didn't help. You tripled a lot, yeah. The logic that I went with is I'm going to go until the first time in which I triple. Because I don't want to drag it out into some kind of like horrendous stalemate of... Eventually I'll perfectly play this fight and win. And then proceed to never have fun in this fight ever again, because I fucking wreck it, right? I think mine ended at Pookie Pookie, like literally the first high rank quest. So I was being greedy, if I remember correctly. Which kind of tracks. Pinkian's kind of a beast in this game. So that is a very, very reasonable point to lose that, I feel. Pookie in here? No, Pookie's in here. I'm wondering here, because of how long it takes to get these friggin' bones, am I gonna make it to high rank? I don't know. Am I the best huckster? Well, now that the gay dating app no longer exists, as far as I am aware, I am the only huckster. So I am simultaneously the best and the worst. What? There was a gay dating app called Mr. Huckster. I knew this how? One of my friends told me. And then I googled it and I'm like, yeah, there it is. It's the first thing that comes up. But I don't believe it exists anymore. Where I got the name from? No. Because that's a terrible name for a dating app. I'll have you know, I got the name first. We hung you with some Bradford appies, yep. I do like that kid's cute. Not the nappies, but like it as a name, as a nickname. There's nothing cute about children. Can you fuck off, buddy? Is that the canon origin? No. You already know where my name comes from. We're not making up false reasons. There's already a real reason. Not sponsored, no. They can fuck off. I don't want any goddamn kids. Children are demons. They are the worst. I should know, I was a child once. Did you get a single poison sack? Thanks, buddy. You piece of shit. Stupid ballsack chin. That chin, though, it was very prominent. A hunt Odo with a brown is very kind of you, game. Because I don't really want to do any of the captures. Do I have a Rathian? I do. What was brown again? The color of the reward? But it can give bones. For my sake, is why I want it. Have a Pookie Pookie in here. There we go. Finished an MO, so there's gonna be a new cape. Oh, cool. Neat. Started a new portable third save a few days ago. Didn't know you had sharpness +1 in a low rank. Doesn't sharpness +1 in that game require 15 points as well? To get that in low rank is kind of crazy. Oh, you have to get to Gen first, so it's basically not even in low rank anymore because you're done. Seven-star? You gotta do the 6-star keys? I don't remember. I have played Portable Third all of once, so my recollection on it is not good. I am incredibly looking forward to getting an armor set that has one piece of flint tree. Or being able to slot the deco in, maybe. Would also be equally as useful. Only Baloney has joined the session. Only Baloney. Craft the charm, if only. I think you need Xeno for it, don't you? No idea. My brain wants to remember you need Xeno, at least. Is there a mod to make it so that the discharge for Swax makes less fucking noise when you're not the one doing it? It's so satisfying when you're the one using it. If you're not the one using it, it's so repetitive. One handicraft echo, one focus echo. It's nasty. How much blue the weapons have? Yeah, I imagine. Ooh, a webbing. Nice. Any piece of Lyran gear that has flint tree is a Winterfest, yeah. Which I can't even get. I love switch hacks in this game. So it's so nice to see people using it, because it's one of those things that doesn't get enough love, but... Fuck me, that stuff is loud. Mods. It's gonna be like way too specific, I'm not gonna find that, right? Hey Weiss, welcome. How ya doing? Boom boom. Boom 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 boom. I need a sit. How do I do the thing? By monster target. Sitsu. Works for me. But I'm gonna do an auto test, but I just wanted to have it. Since I know I need the bits. Xeno Gem? Yeah. And I, for some reason, knew you needed Xeno for it. Once you reach high rank in Hub, get 10 Baphocyte, or goes to Big White. That's ludicrous, yep. Yeah, for how ridiculously important it feels like flinch free is in this game, if you want to play online. Since positioning doesn't exist in this game. They really just, like, fucking lock it right near the end. They do not give a shit. I mean, isn't the whole thing that people hate the skill because the skill is basically required because of the fact that the skill exists? And thus people who would normally otherwise learn how to do positioning never learned how to do positioning, so positioning is just now not a skill that people have when they play this game. Thought it wasn't available until after Amansu. I'm not surprised it's available before that point. Positioning on that? Exactly. Oh, I didn't mean to hit triangle there. I was really proud of myself there. I got like a lot of good dodges in a row. That's some good stuff. I can't stand up front unless I've got this. I need that orange from the tail if I want to stand near the head. With long swords in the picture. Done Lagiana? Yes, I've done. Every monster that is available in low rank I have hunted. At this point, I'm purely into just farming requisite material stage now. How's it going, N10? Oh shit, there's a fucking arrow toad there. Probably have higher drop rates on plates from high rank than low rank. So even though I need 2 plates for the next Odo weapon upgrade, considering I don't think I get the rest of the materials to be able to do that until high rank anyway, then I don't really care about getting the upgrades or getting the plates now. I got flinched out of my fucking sheep animation. Now some people just want you to cut it. The face is the tail, and since Monster Hunter isn't above 18 plus, how should you cut them? What? The head-tail argument makes you laugh. You go for the tail, what do you do after it's cut off? You attack the tail still? It's not like the entire tail gets cut off, right? There's still plenty of tail on the monster to attack. Head is more damage. But this is the thing, if you're playing a game in which everyone doesn't have flinch free, or if you're playing one of the older games in which flinch free doesn't exist as a skill, you doing more damage at if you're attacking the monster's head when there's like 2 hammers in the team is removing 2 other people's damage. Thus, you're doing less damage. And you're not getting KOs, you're not getting whatever, right? If you're playing a wide sweepy weapon that would normally attack tail, dual blades, long swords. You're doing damage, that's all that matters. And that's why Monster Hunter in its current existence does not exist in the game that it used to be anymore. Because it used to be a team game and now it's an individualistic game. That's when you go for limb staggers. Limb staggers are also a good thing to go for, yeah. Back legs usually have staggers on them. You can still get staggers from the tail. When we do get team-based hunts, we hate it all the same. There's a difference. I think to argue that in that manner is being like actively blind to the difference. This is the willful ignorance between being forced into the MMO logic mechanic and just generally having a baseline level of team play that exists. People probably would have disliked the MMO mechanic logic less if the baseline requirement to play as a team still existed in this game. But because it doesn't, it makes that like split to that even more egregious than it otherwise would have been. Same principle. Push for team play, having different players fight. It's not. Because you can ignore it. What's going to happen if you ignore it and you play online is likely that you're going to get kicked out of lobbies, right? Because people don't want to play with someone that's just staggering them permanently. If the lobby host is a hunting horn main and there's a fucking longsword player just spam attacking the head, you're going to get kicked. That's just how that happens. That's just how that works. As opposed to the introduction of mechanics that basically force the way in which you do it. It's the option of player agency. I don't know what your point is there, Oni. That just seems like an attempt to redirect to a different conversation. Of, like, oh, the old games were better type logic, but that's not what I'm arguing at all. Hello, Frying Pan. Welcome. You're playing through 4U a lot? You just got in high rank? Nice. You enjoying it so far? It's a very unique feeling game, I feel. All of the Monster Hunter games tend to be pretty unique feeling to all the other ones, I feel. At least the ones that I've played, but... 4U just has like a nice little adventure-y feel to it. It's good. Play team-based in this if you're not a weenie. Yeah, 100%. It's the thing in the fact that the mechanics introduced that enable you to ignore the fact that team play is a thing makes it so that it encourages you to focus on optimal damage output rather than doing team play, because when people are like, well, you know, I'm trying to play Hammer here, People are just like, well, just get flinch free, you fucking idiot. Because that skill exists. Which becomes a kind of like feedback loop on the behavior is like justified in a design mechanic way, in a sense, even though that's not what that is at all. It's just because people are dumb. Purely from how the game works, there is no difference, right? But the addition of that as an option makes it so that people be dickish about it. It's hard to know when you're being sarcastic or not, only because you argue devil's advocate so often. Being MO people can't mad because they can't solo it. I mean, I gotta say that I don't like the fact that they're soloable. But that's not the reason I don't like them. I think equating a forced team-based hunt as opposed to a willing for like team-based game logic and saying that those are the same thing is ignorance. So yeah. Which is what it kind of sounded like you were trying to do, saying that the baseline logic of the game being the way it is and that encouraging teamwork as opposing to forcing teamwork through outside mechanics that have otherwise never existed in the franchise till that point are the same thing is not equatable, right? It's just like an inherently unfair comparison. I mean, I might as well do Odo, because I need the Odo plates. As far as bones go, but Pookie Pookie? Wasn't it kind of forced? In a way, yes. In a way, no. It became forced in the same way that this became forced because of community in a way. But also you can just like chalk up 4 people on the head and have them all longswords and just not give a shit, right? Because none of them are going to flinch. As opposed to actively going out of their way in game to introduce mechanics where it's like, you should have someone who is more defensively based, implying one of the weapons with shields at the very least, to take aggro from this monster because it has an aggro mechanic, which otherwise has not existed until this point. And you should have what is functionally either a hunting horn or a sword and shield player doing life powders. I think this is that age-old like point of, it doesn't matter what the truth is, it matters how it feels. And to many people, myself included, I know you can do like Behemoth, for example, with, I don't know, probably 4 people using just kin sex, because the people in this community are fucking insane, right? I'm sure that is functionally doable, albeit psychotic. But it's a stark contrast to the way that the rest of the game feels when it's all of a sudden being like, you should use roles for this. Because this is designed around essentially MMO roles, which makes sense because it's an MMO crossover fit. How do I find a way to explain that? The way it was before, you were... At least the way it felt to me, if you positioned well with your weapon, your team did better overall. You know, as a dual blader myself, I would try and get myself a tail cut, and then I would, because my weapon didn't have terribly too long of a reach or interruption potential, as long as I was playing well, I would maneuver myself to either front legs or back legs, and then try and get the monster to flinch over and over again, helping my team to do an overall better job. Flinch free changes it so that the people who don't have flinch free are punished by the other people who don't give a shit and just want to do damage themselves, right? It's ultimately irrelevant, but... It's such a horrible way to have to explain it when it's like, it feels different. But it feels different, at least to me. As a greatsword player, you switch between trying to flinch head trips, tail cuts, based on if you have a hammer or not. Knowing where that hammer user is at all times, none of it matters, it doesn't matter now. Yeah, exactly. right? It's like a tactical part of good game knowledge of knowing where your teammates were and stuff is no longer relevant. Just because like flinch free exists. And it's a bit of a bummer. Because there's times as well where it was a good thing, right? If you had a hammer user on your team and you knew they were going in for an upswing, you could smash yourself in front of that bad boy. Get launched into the air, get a mount or something. Which I think technically, since most people run flinch free 1, I think you can still do upswings and stuff still fuck with you, right? I don't remember. I believe they do. I'm not entirely certain. You can still get launched? Yeah, yeah. So that still works, which is nice, but... In Frontier, there's a skill that makes us hero attacks don't flinch teammates. Yeah, that's the better way to do it. I understand why they don't have it that way around in this game. But I do think that would be a better way around to have it, for sure. Thank you very much for the hunts, Gianni. I appreciate it. It's always nice to do some. I hope you can escape your sauna of a room. They added the skill in Rise and Wilds where it doesn't affect both ways. Yeah, that's better. I wouldn't know about that one since I didn't play those enough, but that is good. I don't really play Hammer at all, right? But it really sucks to be a Hammer player. I can empathize, sympathize, whatever is the correct one. And having to force slot a skill into your armor set because you know that there's gonna be... A longsword just has the widest reach, that's why I'm using it as an example. A longsword player who just doesn't give a shit and, like, goes at the head, right? And you're the one who gets punished for that? That's kind of ass. Can't launch at all. Oh, really? That's a bummer. I always thought that was an incredibly niche, fun game mechanic. Someone randomly comes along and just pops you onto a mount. Hammers were pissed when they found out, I bet. Dude, that was one of the most fun things about a hammer, is when you have someone who just kept flinching you. It's just punishing them for it, until they figured out what they were doing wrong. You just keep sending them fucking flying intentionally. It's like, fucking move. Charge blade spikes and greatsword can't launch. That's really poopy. That's really poopy. Was never bothered about being launched because free mounts, yeah. In the older games, being launched took a lot longer, I feel like, and was a lot more annoying when you got launched than it is in Worlds. Oh, hi, Angela. freaking sharpness has run out. It was one hit away. You kidding me? Thought so fucking was. Became irrelevant since we have mounts to jump off the mounts. That's true, yeah. The palaburbs, they do kind of fuck with that logic, for sure, for sure. Hello, Summers. How are you? Ah, the full Odo. Is that full Odo? Might not be full Odo. Oh no, it probably is. Your heart is beating. That's good. That is good. I'm glad. The alternative is kind of bad. That's about it. Fair enough. I need monster bone pluses. I only need one lot of that. I've got enough for that. Got enough there. Got enough. I need another Rathian webbing. And then it's just Odo spam. That's it. One Rathian webbing, and then I spam Odo until the day ends, basically. Oh, the baloney has graced us with their presence. Demon baloney. You don't know about that. How many Odo weapons do I need in total? Odo weapons, I believe I only need 2. It's just, it's only the 4 Apex creatures in low rank. So, Rathalos, Diablos, Legiana, and Odo. The strongest in each bio. That can give the... what'd you call it? Monster Bone pluses. And Odo just happens to be consistently the monster I'm getting the best investigations for being able to get Monster Bone pluses on. And also I still need an Odo plate. So I'll probably do some of the others just to like spice it up a little bit, because I'll get bored of doing Ono, but assuming I get one webbing from this Rathian, fucking hell. I only need one more Pookie Poison Sack, and then it's exclusively Bones that I need for low rank. It's like doing initial rank in fucking 4U, where you just have to go and gather fucking medium monster bones from Renephalons for 2 hours. Oh god. Those sure are memories that I have. Can't wait to do that for a time. Bum 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 bum. What do you mean I got away with that? Thanks. I shouldn't have. I should really break the wing rather than focusing on the tail here, but hey. Give me this again before the mount happens, because I need it. Nice one. I would not be surprised if that guy's kind of close to being KO'd now as well. Considering that was exhaust that all went into the head. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Weather was decent, wasn't sweltering hot in the greenhouse. Good, good. Hopefully the heat wave is nearing its end then for you guys. It's just been getting progressively like windier. Everyone else is suffering because of lots of heat, and it's just getting windier and windier. It's kind of funny. And also kind of really annoying. Ugh. Yeah, 6-day week is not very nice. I don't think I can do slinger, big slinger attack, can I? No, I just have poopy slinger attack. At least the wind's cold, yeah. It has been making it like actively cold. Whee! It's been very nice. It's infinitely preferable to melting to death. What the absolute fuck is that rewards game? Well, I did not get a webbing. Fucking unnecessary, man. This is not where I wanted to be. Super pod buff for the Kinsect? Oh, the one that gives them like the tiny little benefit that they get and allows you to do 2 extracts at once. I always forget to do it because it doesn't seem that relevant. I don't know how good it is. Is it actually like genuinely powerful? Bum, 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 bum. Was an ad of all time? Hmm. Still can't believe that fucking UK election stuff was on the fucking Twitch ads. Blows my fucking mind, man. Activates the Kinsect bonus? Yeah, okay, cool. I think the one I have at the moment technically has more speed, but I don't use it. Yeah, it does. I really should. Oh, it extends the slam? Ah, now I see why you like it. More damage with the drill, exactly. And you do like the drill. The only true way to play it. Pure speed all the way. You are entirely correct. Speed Kinsect for the win. Panther is going to the gamer advertisement. We've sent a Master Chief drink with Ghosts from Pop. The Elf Mage Lady from ESO Cinematics. Weird. obviously you don't like Fanta. I kind of like... I enjoyed Fizzy, but I was never the biggest of fans. I like... Maybe like 3 years ago, overnight, it felt like I just completely went off all Fizzy. Get away from the head here, so the hammer can do that stuff. I think red Fanta is infinitely superior to orange Fanta, though. I will have red Fanta all day long. Your daily liquid consumption is water? Crazy, man. Oh yeah, that doesn't work on him, because he's a weird fucking position for some reason. I always forget that. I have squash, I suppose, or cordial, or fact, or pink stuff, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So functionally just water, but flavored a bit. It's like the only thing I ever drink. I go through them at a fucking clip. Tasty shit. Always looks like I'm drinking apple juice. Isn't apple juice normally green? I mean, I can see that actually in the camera, how it looks a little bit distorted. It's much more pink. No, what? Green apple juice? Isn't it normally like slightly green in color? Like a yellowy green. Apple juice isn't red, right? It's like a vomit piss green. It's more of a yellow. It's a lot more yellow. I don't know why. There's a green one. Oh, what I'm thinking of, I'm being an idiot. It's yellow. The thing I'm thinking of is the fact that whenever we get, it's in a green container. It's yellow. Oxidized brown yellow, exactly, yeah. Yep. Yep. You're speechless, look. Have I ever claimed to be intelligent here? A single time. You should know my stupidity has no bounds at this point. I don't really like apple juice, to be honest. Okay, that stuff is all there. That's good. Reply it when we get into heated debate. We won't go there. I don't think I'm intelligent. The only thing I have ever learned is that the more I learn, the less I know. It's not a UK thing. To be fair, if there was a country that I would trust to have like neon green apple juice, it would not be the UK, it would be the States. Christ, was that hard pill to swallow? It wasn't me. It was not for me. Annabelle fancy you can believe anything, yeah. That shit looks disgusting. I like that their bread cannot be legally considered bread in the EU. Like, I know we have a lot of stuff, like food additives and whatnot, that are banned to different degrees in the EU and in the States that are not banned in the other one. That's, like, completely fair. But their bread is not bread. Oh, it tickles me. Isn't it only Norway? Might be. I heard EU, but the internet likes to exaggerate. Pineapple / ananas. I like just tropical in general, which usually has pineapple in it. If you're drinking cider, I mean, I don't drink alcohol. I was pissed the whole time. Absolutely not. Mango is a fucking top-notch flavor. Cider is apple juice for adults. If you're treating cider like apple juice, you're an alcoholic. That's not for adults at that point. If you're drinking those in the same quantity as kids drink apple juice, you have a problem. Or at the very least, of the amount that I drank apple juice as a child compared to like... You drank apple cider vinegar like apple juice? What does that make? What the fuck is that? The fuck is a fresca? Apple cider vinegar. The idea of drinking anything that's vinegar in any sense to that degree is revolting. Do not down vinegar. That's that's not its purpose, please. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Not a fan of cider anyways, yeah. I'm just not a fan of alcohol, full stop. Even though everyone tells me you can't taste the alcohol because they're lying little fuck nuggets, I can taste alcohol. And it is revolting. It is utterly, utterly rancid to me. Yeah, they're liars. Yeah, they are. The thing that has always baffled me is that people say that you can't taste food when it's cooked with alcohol. You can't taste the thing that it's cooked with. Then why the fuck did you cook it with it? If you can't taste it. If it made no impact on the taste, you wouldn't fucking cut it with it, would you? Unless it gave it some kind of different cooking texture, but it does not. Hey, mushrooms, people say it's cut so small you won't know that. You put it in there for a reason, though. It changes the taste. People are psychos, man, when it comes to that shit. A name for the style of drink? Simplest one you know is cleaned, cut up, and blended cucumber with lime juice, sugar, and a lot of water. Okay, fair enough. Just a, fresh drink, basically. Cucumber and lime juice seems like a very strange combination in my brain. Big bay leaf? Big, is that in the, big pharma sense? Big bay leaf? Convince people to toss it into the stew for centuries to have it had absolutely nothing? Have you got a personal gripe here as well, Enten, with bay leaves? I can understand the difference as well, because onion is a good example, in my mind. Onion changes the way that food tastes, but I don't mind that. The thing that I don't like about onion is that it's slimy. So if you cut it into little bits, and then I can just swallow it without it catching my teeth and, you know, me feeling like I'm eating plastic, doesn't matter anymore. But if it's something that changes the flavor, like mushrooms definitely would. You can't just cut it smaller, it don't work. It don't fucking work. Say that to an Eastern European, you defend them. for the bay leaves. I don't think I've had a bay leaf, to be honest, so... If you can't taste bay leaf, you got scammed on the bay leaf. Oh. Big bay leaf agents everywhere. I don't think you're gonna break through to N10 on this one. There is a deep-seated vendetta here. It's big and lentil soup. Well, that's just fucking revolting in the first place, so no wonder I haven't had it. Lentils are what I imagine it would look like if you cut out someone's uvulas and let them dry in the sun. And that's been the image I've had for them forever, and it's just revolting. And I can't deal with it. That shit's delicious now. I do not like lentils. I don't want desiccated uvulas in my food, thank you. Lentils legumes? I think they count as legumes, right? I'm not a legume person. Hello, Kuak. Have you been speaking to David Cameron by any chance? To rice, bay leaf, or lentils? A respectable drink, you drink beer, lager, and rum. Mostly in person, allows you to be more social, yeah. I just don't go out. Basically. I have a very interesting, like, intolerance to a degree of alcohol, though, in a way that a lot of people don't. Like, the smell of it is revolting to me, as well. I just hate alcohol. In every conceivable way. I'm honestly surprised growing up in the UK doesn't do that to more people. Everyone believes as a fact. I mean, I would rather the latter if I had to pick one. The perception of others is not as important as what actually happened. People can think whatever the fuck they want, but like, I'm not gonna go and fornicate with a fucking pig. So I guess I'm just in prison, if everyone knows for sure. Because bestiality is a crime. Mind over matter. People ignore the smell, then get too drunk to care. And the taste, apparently, as well. They ignore the smell and they ignore the taste just because they want to get drunk. If the pig fucked you, then... yeah, I guess. But, like... I don't think that defense is going to hold up in court. That Piglet overpowered you. Grown-ass, 6'3" human being. 6'2". I don't think that's gonna hold up, you know? There is such a case. I refuse. I refuse. I know it's true. I know it's a thing that happens. I despise it. It angers me immensely. You would subject yourself repeatedly to this consistently shit-tasting substance. Which is poison? It annoys me. You learn to like more vegetables than you used to eat fuck all greens. At least that's good though. I wish alcohol didn't exist, honestly. I hate alcohol. You want my hot take of the day? Alcohol should be treated as a Class C drugs, and Class C drugs should be legalized. But kept under stricter controls. Because it does more damage than a lot of Class C drugs do anyway. But it's fucking legal for some reason. Tobacco should probably go into that logic as well. In all of its various forms of consumption. Majority of what you eat now is stuff that made you try eat 5 years ago. I mean, taste buds change as well, right? When as people get older. Sometimes quite significantly. If you told me when I was younger that I wouldn't like fizzy anymore, I would have told you you were a fucking lunatic, but here I am. Actually, probably would have been a lot ruder than that, but... Oh, I need to put speed on my bug. Prepare drinks for people, but never drink them yourself. Neat. I understand to a degree why people would use alcohol to like the extent that Oni has stated that they do. To use it a little bit in social situations to make yourself more able to converse and have a good time and stuff, right? But it absolutely baffles my fucking mind why anyone would willingly subject themselves to a mind-altering substance to the point where they cannot remember what they did. Confuses the shit out of me, man. I don't want to be on a mind-altering substance in the first fucking fight. I'm scared of most of the shit that happens in my head when I'm completely sober. Don't suffer from hangovers, you remember most, if not all, that happened. That's wild, man. Or you stop drinking at the correct time. Instead of getting like fucking blackout drunk like a lot of people do. You didn't drink quite enough? Yeah. I think that's the important thing. That's the point, right? It's when you get fucking blackout drunk that people don't remember shit. It's terrifying to me. That is horrifying. Tolerance probably in the dumps at this point. Yeah, I would imagine that I have none, other than just due to the sheer nature of my size as a person, apparently. Would be the only thing that would provide me with any sort of resistance at all. Okay, if I am not mistaken, the only thing I need now is Monster Bone pluses. And I do not need 23, I need more than 23. Feel you know when to stop, if not your partner knows, yeah. Having grown up in the UK, have been around individuals that have been drinking a lot and sometimes doing other substances as well. And man, there is nothing that I have ever seen that sets a person off quicker in any situation ever than being like, hey, maybe like slow down with the stuff you're doing. Fuck me, it makes people crazy real fast. Oh, I would have changed my plug. A lot of ego in there for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why. It is baffling to me. Truly, truly baffling. The thing that I find, I don't know if it exists in other countries as well, but especially in the UK, people just genuinely cannot comprehend that you don't drink. It's like the idea has never occurred to them in their entire life that there is a human being on the planet that doesn't drink alcohol. It's baffling. You know many who don't. I used to work for a hotel company. I did admin for them. And you know, people go out, invite you out for drinks and stuff, then you're like, hey, I don't drink. So no, because you're all gonna be drunk, and I guess who gets to be the fucking designated babysitter. And then it gets around and stuff, and people find out, and people are like so baffled. Like people I've never met before. I'm meeting them for the first time, and they're like, "Oh, it's you. Do you really not drink?" I'm like, "Why is this such a thing?" Like. Say it might be area base, maybe. Maybe all the people in the east of England are raging alcoholics. South, southeast, south, yeah, whatever. East, somewhere around there. There is an alcoholism problem down there though, like for sure. I remember actually when I was at, I think it was one of the Christmas parties one time, and there was one of the managers who had set his mind to finding something that I would drink that was alcoholic. He didn't succeed, obviously. And he was just going through like a bunch of stuff on the shelf, and I was bored, so I was just going along with it because I didn't have anything else to do. He was like, smell this, bud. It's like, you know, it smells like apple or whatever, and then the distinct, like, acrid, sulfurous undertaste of, well, and the smell, I guess, in that instance, of alcohol. Well, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't smell very nice. It's just like that for like 20 minutes of my life. Adding a spoon of vanilla extract. They were handing me whole ass bottles. A good tasting alcoholic drink is a good drink made by us by having alcohol. I could probably agree to that one. There was one of them that actually did smell really nice. It was very blackcurranty, and I like blackcurrants, but I could still smell the alcohol underneath it, so I'm like, no, don't want this. First time you got really drunk, passed out New Year's when your in-laws served you JD and Coke? More JD than Coke. Pretty off spirits for a good few years. Fair. Can't imagine it's particularly nice. I didn't get white. A few years ago you started drinking rum again. Guess we'll add your limit because of the scenario, yeah. It's just strange. It's really just strange to me. There's not many things that I'm glad that I don't understand it, but it's one of those scenarios where I'm just happy that I don't understand. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. Does horrible, horrible things to people. I don't want anything to do with it. Free Monster Bone Pluses. Fucking spoiled. Damn. It's the first time for you? Yeah. I think depending on how old you are makes a big difference as well. When you're very young, your body is astonishingly good at just being like, what do you mean I got hit by a car? I'm fine. Right? When you get older, that goes away, though. By 21, it's still within that age range, I would say. It's like maybe like 28 upwards, where you start get to stuff starts to go rough. You're in a Muslim country, wasn't exposed to alcohol. Okay, but a few chances later, and no. Good. It's one of those things that like genuinely scares me. Just watching what drugs and alcohol do to people, especially over a longer period of time. I've known a few separate groups of people over longer periods of time that have done illicit substances. And just like watched the ability to reason and their intellect just drain from them over time, and it's like, this is fucking horrifying, man. Most things fine if moderation respectfully, yeah. The sad thing is, when it comes to stuff like that, it becomes one of those like self-fulfilling cycles, right? It's all well and good if you go in with an intent of doing it with moderation and stuff. But because it's something that loosens your inhibitions in a way, it immediately like feedback loops into you ignoring what you've done previously and said. Depending on how it affects you for a good chunk of people. That's why it's so scary to me. Especially people who are prone to addictive behaviors. They can be screwed before they even know, right? Confident enough, drink, no, you're not going to do something, okay, huge consequences. You are a better passer than me. You break your knee? Oh god. Yeah, that's kind of a significant consequence. Not as bad as it could be in some countries in the UK, but doing any stupid from what you know of. Then how did you break your knee? Stepped over a concrete step. Your weight went on one leg. And then it twisted badly. So you're going down one, you went down two. Ow. Ouchies. Isn't it amazing how fragile we are? And yet at the same time, people can survive being in like 60 plus miles an hour car crashes. Put your foot down wrong just a little bit too far, you break all your fucking bones. Plateau. I don't know where that is necessarily, but I know what a plateau is, so I can make a good educated guess. I bet that was annoying. How long that takes to heal? I might be stunned here. Only weeks. Neat. I thought it'd be longer than that. Two to 3 months? Oh, okay, well. That's a bit more in line with what I would have expected. I'm no osteopath, but bones tend to be relatively slow healing. Bedridden still streams the Xeno streams from bed. You got fucking nothing else to do, right? Oh, it's one of those things that always like frustrated me. When I was younger. Was the idea I forgot it was a capture quest. I should probably only do slays because of that reason. Of someone being like too ill, too sick, or too injured to play games. Something I've had thrown at me a few times. It's like, well, if you're too sick to go to, you know, like school or something, you're too sick to play on your PlayStation. That's what I had when I was younger. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Even as a child, I'm like, this doesn't make any fucking sense, though, does it? Why does my projectile vomit stop me from clicking buttons on a little controller? That don't make no goddamn sense. Just accusing me of being inherently disingenuous with my sickness. It's the controller, it's the screen, at least when you was too sick. I can understand that if you had neurological symptoms with your sickness. If you got some brain fog, if you got some sensitivities to light. Relatively common things to exist when someone is sick, right? But what I don't understand is why I can't play games, according to my parents at the time. But watching the TV is fine? Like, if I'm sensitive to light, I'm sensitive to light. And it wasn't like I had a PC at this point, right? I had a console, so they're about equidistant. Hell, I would be watching TV on the console that I would be playing the fucking games on otherwise. Parents at the time as opposed to the new ones. Well, the parents that I've got now, I have enlightened them to their previous stupidity and why that makes no fucking sense. Was boring, I bet. Not having autonomy is incredibly frustrating. Didn't know how much your appendicitis. How much did your appendicitis hurt? As someone who has had an appendicitis, that despite the fact that it really should have caused me an immense amount of pain, basically caused me zero pain whatsoever, just some mild discomfort. To the point where I actively surprised the hospital staff. How badly is it meant to hurt? Because I see all of these things about appendicitis. Everyone's like, oh, they're really painful. And it's like, you feel pain in your side. I'm like, it wasn't that bad for me. It was uncomfortable. Your appendix ruptured? Yeah, mine ruptured as well. He was hospitalized for 2 weeks. Yeah, mine ruptured. The reason I went to the doctor in the first place is because the sclera of my eye started turning yellow. Because I had blood poisoning. I was in sepsis, like actively. You were on the floor. You couldn't stand. Crazy. Dad carried you. Yeah, I strolled in. I strolled up to my GP appointment. He was like, I need you guys to go to the hospital. I think you might have appendicitis. I was like, okay. Strolled into the hospital, gave them my doctor's note, and they were like, the fuck? And then I had emergency surgery, like that day. What hurt me more was that because at some point in the surgery, you know, like air and stuff, I got air trapped in my shoulder that was so painful it made me cry. Which is hilarious. Like ruptured appendicitis, barely feel anything other than like a little bit of tummy discomfort. A little bit of gas in my shoulder. Tears. Seemingly bad stomachache. Came late in the evening. It was super painful. Wouldn't be here if you waited another day. Yeah, I wouldn't have been either. Sepsis would have killed me. You walked into the hospital with air trapped in your lungs that caused internal bleeding. Humans. Human bodies, man. It's so fascinating. Air trapped in lung. Clearly something has gone very wrong at that point. Not meant to be trapped, true. Should be flowing. Silly air. Silly air. You shouldn't be trapped. Yeah. The like lining as such. It does sound funny though. Get a collapsed lung. A second week in hospital. The liquid builds up. Pneumothorax. I think. That's fun. I am glad I did not have that. No, it wasn't. No, no, it's not. I could imagine. I've heard people say that it's like trying to breathe through fluid. Even though you're just like lying in bed and clearly there's not any. Which doesn't seem particularly enjoyable. Thank you for the hunts, Unknown. I appreciate the help. You too, Oni. And to the hunts from way earlier from Gianni as well. Controllers dying. The eternal problem. Good old wired controllers. So you can only breathe in for half a second. I know what that's like. I am intimately acquainted with that feeling because of asthma. You were kicked due to inactivity. I need to check if I need 2 or 3 Diablos weapons. Because if I need 3, I might actually need to do a little bit more Diablos. You blame your partner's appendix? Went on a holiday shortly before it happened, said don't die on me. Yep, cursed, for sure. For sure, cast. The only thing I have very vague memories of is like basically the entire trip of the way into the hospital. I remember coming out of surgery, someone being like, "Oh, you're awake," and then talking at me, and then falling back asleep and ignoring them because I felt really tired. Because the anesthetic was probably still in effect to a degree, anesthesia. So I have no idea what they said to me. And then I don't remember any of the game, but I basically just played Phantom Hourglass the entire time, and I completed it entirely in hospital. And I missed the fucking Cadbury's trip. One of the heart doctors looking at a scan they did, looking at you asking if you can talk, and then you passed out a minute later. What do I plan to do with Bright Shores in my week off? If I do too much passive, my script, I get. My thought was I will probably try and get myself to like a good threshold marker. And then I will stop basically doing passives for it. Maybe do forager passives instead. Get all of the forager ranks that I need to do. More worried about not being able to raid with your guild. I'm still pissed off that no one brought any chocolate back to me. I can understand that my friends at the time didn't do it because they weren't necessarily particularly fantastic friends. Retroactively. Also, we were all young, so you don't think about anyone else when you're young. But the teacher who knows that I'm in hospital with a fucking ruptured appendicitis, not even gonna bring back like a little winner chocolate for me. For shame. For shame. Ask if you feel okay, so I'm surprised you're conscious. It's never really a great sign when they say stuff like that, really, is it? I don't remember, like, at all, the hospital food. I don't remember what it was, what it tasted or didn't taste like, or anything. I don't recall it whatsoever. Isn't surprising, really. I was, like, fucking, what, 14? Rock hard slap. Yeah, that ain't right. That ain't right. How you doing, Mace? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. The saddest pastor of your life in hospital. Hard spaghetti. That's not correct. Your sister, who was a doctor, told your parents you probably wouldn't make it, and you should prepare for the possibility. Honestly, considering, that's very fair, I think. It's a horrible thing to have to say to people, right? But definitely, at least with my non-existent medical knowledge, immediately, if you've got a wound upon the lungs, is very, very dangerous. Because everyone always mentions about like venous bleeds and arterial bleeds and how you can tell the difference between them. But there is also like lung bleeds where the blood is almost like more frothy, and it's because it's like very brand fresh, filled with oxygen, and it fucking goes. Like, it bleeds real bad. Mum was bringing fatty-ish foods to regain your weight. The hospital assumed you wasn't eating. Oh no. Yeah, that probably should have been communicated. You've been faced with not one but two more obstacles. You're spending the rest of the day not trying to explode. That's not ideal. To say the least. But I'm good. That's not going to bounce off anything there, sadly. When you were 7, recovering, your teacher came to your house and had free time. Aww. That's a good teacher. I'm kind of amazed you don't have like a punching bag or something nice. Yeah, I suppose that is a problem. Do you have siblings? What are siblings but living punching bags? I'm tipping out of a 12-year-old. Just talk about the effect of alcohol. About punching siblings. This is why I should not have alcohol, Odie. The thoughts I have while I'm sober are terrifying. I am sure that I have seen at least apple cider that's like colored green in my life. That feels like a thing that alcohol would do, to be like, it's more appley. Talking to siblings is usually more effective than using the punching bag culture. I don't think talking to a 12-year-old is going to get you anywhere, to be honest. Yeah. Has something to do with it, so it'd be mean. I would like to say, by the way, while my brain was doing a dum-dum, when I googled apple juice, like the 7th result was like vibrant green. Was it green apple soda? Yeah. My wires got crossed and I was thinking of the containers. The containers are often green for apple, right? And I was thinking of that rather than the actual juice itself, which is that, like, yeah, piss yellow. Slash sort of kind of looks a little bit like vomit as well, but without the chunks. Once piss looks like apple juice, they need water. Yep, they sure do. Although, at the same time, your pee should be a little bit yellow. Just a little bit. If your pee is completely clear, you are likely overhydrating. Not necessarily, because that's not how that works, but potentially overhydrating. Maybe is a sign of lack of sodium, or you, yeah. It could be a sign of a lot of stuff, but assuming you've been drinking significantly too much fucking water, and you're peeing a lot, and it's clear, maybe tone back on the fluid intake. Another one. Green. Okay. One more lot of Monster Bone fucking pluses. I need one more, and then this number will actually start ticking down and will correctly indicate the amount of stuff that I need remaining. Truly magical. I do, in fact, need 3 Diablos weapons, so I should do a Diablos. And remember to capture it. Are you entirely saying that yellow piss looks cool because you like the color gold base? Uh... Oh, this shit doesn't upgrade out of 2 Diablos weapons, 3 Diablos weapons until G rank. At this point, the line bow. Good. I think Mace would very specifically get a gold card, if able. Well, I feel like from a practicality standpoint, that would be fucking atrocious to keep clean. Question cars in the origin. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've literally never thought about it before in my life. I don't go out. That doesn't mean I don't see cars. I just don't go out in the conventional sense. I went outside and read for 2 hours today. Nestled under a little tree. We don't have a garden, actually. Haha! Fuck you! Checkmate! Atheist? We have no garden. Don't start a religion again. I already tried to convince everyone out of being in a cult anyway, so I don't need to start one of my own. We'll never have a garden. Probably not, because I bring in absolutely 0 income. Because I am a horrible partner. Was religion mentioned while you were gone? No, we had a conversation about it the other day. I don't even remember anymore when it was. A little wee bit ago, I think. Was that yesterday? I feel like that was like last week, wasn't it? Has it been that long of a day? I want to say that was happening during Brighter Shores. But maybe it wasn't. Black cars are impractical and boring. They're definitely impractical. I think black looks nice on some cars. Why impractical? It makes dirt show up quite easily. Yeah, that's what everyone says, but it's actually not true. You can actually notice it very easily on it. Dirt shows up really easily on black cars. And black is the color that attracts the most, like, attention, I suppose you could say, from the sun. The color is the absorbing of all light, is what makes the color black. It's absorption of light that gives colors different colors, right? Black is the absorption of all of the color, which means it doesn't reflect any of it, so it eats all the heat as well. Or some bollocks, I don't know. It's been forever since I went to school. I think that's how that works. Black also really shows scratches. Yeah, scratches show up a lot on black. White does show dirt more, but people who say black doesn't show the dirt have never looked. The reason why you don't see it is because you haven't been fucking using your peepers. Yellow car supremacy. No car supremacy. Cars are evil and bad. Am I technically allowed to drive this soon? I think so. I don't know. I don't care because if I can get away with it, I will never drive again in my life. I fucking hate driving. Driving is the fucking worst. I despise it with a fucking passion. My partner loves it, and I'm very glad for them, and glad for me, because it means that I don't have to do it because they like doing it. It works for both of us. Merge across 10 lanes? Where the fuck are you, in the States? Hey, hello, welcome. Going left and right repeatedly. We call that swerving, not merging. You're not merging into anything, you're just swerving like a lunatic. It's not repeated merging, you're swerving. With delays in between, then you're just making repeated turns. It's not what that is. Okay. How's the progress going? We are down to the point where the only thing I need left is bones. And this is now the correct count. I need 22 more Monster Bone pluses and it's done. I am done with low rank at that point. Everything else is correct and accounted for. It's just these. That's it. So it's going relatively well. That will be done tomorrow. But for now, for today, that's going to be Monster Hunter. I am going to take a quick break while I go refill my drink and go to the loo. I will be back in just a wee bit with some Brighter Shores. If you just want Monster Hunter, more will be tomorrow from myself. You can see when then. Otherwise, I'll be back in 5 minutes or so. Give me just a second.